Hello and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant 1 video, and today I'm doing a behind the scenes so far video to the Judgment Day part 1 of 6, which is just weird to think that I'm this far ahead now. Oh yeah, it just weirds me out anyway. Yeah, I didn't want... Originally I think I was going to do a very classic Doctor Who cliffhanger of I'm the Sycorax, and then that was it, and you'd be like, oh my god, Sycorax, and that's it. But then I thought last minute of this other cliffhanger of where the Brigadier has this revolver. Fun fact, that is Rick Grimes' revolver, or the action figure one, of course. But yeah, he's shot the Doctor and stuff. But then again, I don't know, I mean, if I watch all of the episodes in Series 6 back to back, hopefully maybe the cliffhangers are varied, because I feel like Alex is usually the cliffhanger of her being like shot or something, but I feel like actually recently it's been the Doctor who's been the very stereotypical he gets hurt and then actually is okay sort of thing, and that hopefully the conclusion isn't too bad. I mean, I already have an idea of how he got out of that one, a very simplistic one as well, which is good, but then again it might be too obvious to the point where everyone's already thought of it. I like the beginning at the start. Obviously, that's usually where the beginning is. I'm not doing a Stephen Moffat, but I like how, as I say, the conversation about in the TARDIS and stuff, you know, it dragged on quite longer than I anticipated, and it wasn't going to be as long. And I think the Doctor was going to mention as well originally about him being the last Time Lord and stuff. So, but in the final version, I guess, it didn't happen, or that hasn't happened. Also, if you've been wondering where all this garbage is, the stuff that I have in just here, in this box of sorts when I'm not filming, stuff in it, as I say, it's all over there. Yeah, she's dead. She died very quickly, and if you remember my Series 6 Part 2 trailer, which has nearly got 100 views, 60 something views, which is pretty insane, she's in the trailer. She gets killed. Oh, she's in the trailer. You don't know how she's died, but she's in the trailer, and then the other bit from Judgment Day that's in the trailer, that's in part 1, is the bit where the Brigadier and the Doctor are like, you know, he's like, how she died, I don't know, and it's really well, you know, well, I was going to say shot, but it's not really well shot, it's really well edited by the guy over at Nerd Central. Alex, yeah, she's not done much so far, but then again, to be fair, the Brigadier hasn't done much. I think the character, out of the 3 characters, the one who's done the most is the Doctor, of course, but I think then, I'd probably say the Doctor, then the Brigadier, and then Alex. But then again, to be fair, it's weird to think that the last story I had, the Brigadier, the character of the Brigadier, is Red Planet Project, which is a very old Doctor Who figure adventure episode now. And that, yeah, it's very old episode, so if you've, comment below if you've seen that story, because yeah, you're hardcore, you're a hardcore Doctor's Assistant 1 fanboy, or fan, even, but yeah, I don't know, part of me's regretting not just doing the, I'm the Sycorax, as the cliffhanger, and then just zoom in on the face, and then just cut it there, and that, you know. As I feel like they did that a lot in the classic series of Doctor Who. Not that I'm saying that's a bad thing, it's just a thing that I've noticed in a lot of classic Who. Sometimes the cliffhanger is, dun dun dun, there's this monster, but then again, it makes sense considering, I don't know, like part 1 or part 2, or whatever part, you know, the end of that part of the story, that would be, you know, that ending, and you'd be left for a week thinking, oh my god, the Cybermen have returned, what are they going to do next, you know, what's their motive, why are they there, and what are they going to do, you know, and stuff. So, but usually there's a build-up, so usually it's, you know, it's usually later parts, part like 3 or 4 or something, depending on how long the story is, that they usually reveal the monster. So I have revealed the monster, or the enemy at least, I wouldn't say the monster, but the enemy very quickly, or rather quickly, but, I mean, there's a lot to get through, I think. I've planned quite a few things to happen, so I think it needs to be equally spread out and stuff. And this part is a lot longer than I anticipated, as I say, nearly 10 minutes, which is insane. That's just part 1, and it's a 6-part story, so, yeah, hopefully the other ones aren't as long, maybe, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, most of the length is probably just me putting my hand over the camera and trying to go from one place, like the TARDIS interior, to the exterior, to the inside of this, what is supposed to be a house, quotation marks, but yeah. Yeah, I think it was decent. I mean, you know, you got stuff about the Brigadier calling the Doctor on the psionic beam and stuff. You know, you got stuff happening and stuff. You know, it's interesting. I think. Oh, it's been fun to record. I don't know if it's interesting enough to watch, but let's hope. I guess. Yeah, I've got 2 bombshells of a thing that's happening in the end and stuff, and things will be led up. There will be hopefully the pacing will be good, is what I'm trying to get at. But yeah, like, what I mean is, like, if you think I've shown the monster or the villain slash the adversary of the Doctor a bit too soon, if you think I've shown him off a bit too soon, it's because, again, there's quite a few other things, bits and pieces to get through. I don't know, I keep making myself get kind of annoyed when I say that, because now it's like I'm setting myself up to fail, because now I feel like I'm giving high expectations to everyone, and that, or making people think, oh my god, this is going to be like really, 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 really good, and there's like so many different story threads, when actually it's maybe 2 or 3 elements or something that might hopefully get something done, hopefully, kinda. But yeah. As well, originally, the Doctor was just gonna, you know, when the Brigadier shot him, just be like, and that, and then at last minute, I just was like, no, he'll just fall over and that, but yeah. Yeah, as I say, I have a good, decent way of getting out of that. I also just wanted a gun to be in, because I don't know, it's weird, in Modern Who, in the new series, I like it when guns are in, because it's so very rare that we see a gun, and that. Even with just side characters like the Brigadier or some, you know, military-like characters, it's very rare we see weaponry and stuff, you know. And that it's quite a weapons heavy little part, really. I mean, you got the revolver, you got the sword. I mean, a massive sword, which, you know, you've already got 1 death as well, one body count, and that, and yeah, granted, I used the Sonic and that, and to be fair, in the next series, Series 7 of sorts, when I do that, that is one of the things that'll be definitely different, and that I won't be using the Sonic as much, hopefully. I mean, it's not so much a Deus Ex Machina tool, because he didn't use it to get out of a situation, he used it to progress through the story, you know. And I like how, as well, kind of like classic series, proper classic series style, I pretty much used the same set, and was just like, oh my god, I've travelled in time, and that. So, yeah, because the Sycorax did travel in time back, I think, or maybe forwards, actually. No, it would have been back, actually, back in time, and yeah, and then the sort of energy pulled the Doctor back to now, to the present, or to what his interpretation of the present is. So yeah, but yeah, I think hopefully part 2 and onwards are good, and the pacing is good and stuff, and that. But yeah, thanks for watching. Comment, rate, and subscribe.